Hello, Connor. How you doing? Nice to see you. I'm doing pretty good, mate. I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to say. There's somebody else come with us. Yes, it has. I sort of haven't seen your name for a while. Have you been okay? Hello, Paul. How are you? Lovely. Holiday, I hope, and not work. Hey, busy comes first, doesn't it? Sadly, nobody's changed that rule yet. Lovely. I do like Florida. I have to say, I've been down to Florida Keys and Miami long, long time ago. Let's wait till we get a few more people. Any of you there got any knives on the way this week? Any nice bargains or? Hello, Lion Knives. How are you? Yeah, I'm going to have an interest. Well, I think it's an interesting wee topic tonight. It's something that I've really learned this week. So, but I'll wait till we get a few more people and then we'll go into that. So, I haven't had any new knives for a bit now, but I think I've got some this week. Um, I might have a couple coming this week, but I'm not sure. Hello, Menace with Knives. Sean, how you doing? Doo-doo-doo. Jake, how you doing? Tony, how are you? It's not so sunny here, Tony. I'll have to say we've had a miserable few days. What a really nice spell there, but it's sort of gone downhill now. Just got a new out the front. I'm so jealous of out the front. There's no point in me having one because you just can't use it at all here. I wouldn't risk it. And there's not much point having it just to have in the house. Hello, Corey. How are you? John, how are you? CH3504. Oh, lovely. It's been beautiful here. Low 80s. The 80s is about my limit, Tony. After that, I go into a cupboard and hibernate. I'm very good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I've had a nice week now, I have to say. Um, I've learned things this week that I'm one of these people that you can tell me something 5,000 times, but until it gets into my head, I find it very hard to believe. I know that sounds terrible, but it's just me. It's just one of my little furbles. Aye, too much work, too little filming. I watched one of yours this week, John. You had some beautiful knives in this week. The FH51's a beauty. Sorry, this one FH51, 62 HRC. Now the cut tests are going to do the cut tests on it. I've just done general cut tests of mine. You see the sort of cut tests I do. So, but it's mine's not in any way, shape, or form a cut test. It just means that for 25 bucks or whatever it is, this the cost of this knife is, I'm very happy with what it does. But that for 25 bucks, I wouldn't mind. If I was paying, you know, 160 bucks, I'd really want to know more. Dave Donkey, how are you, sir? It's very nice to see you. Yes, Tony Ganzo is just rocking it out of the park at the minute. I've got that FH61 review coming up this week. The last thing I have to do with it is a wee bit of a cut test. I want to just do it myself. I know the Rockwell's good and it says all that, but I just want to do my wee cut test so that I know that when I say it's good enough for me, because people have sort of got to know what I do now. I put another one up this week of a cut test. Um, Hello, Carla. How you doing, Henry? Could you turn up your audio? Right, I shall try. No, it's up full. What do I see? If I get a bit closer, is that any better? Is everybody else? Am I coming across very quiet? Oh, you can hear Henry. That's good. Okie doke. Yeah, I've got a wee bit closer to the telephone because I do all my recording on a telephone. As if anybody didn't know, I am absolutely rubbish at recording. I do one cuts. I don't know how to do the editing, and I really haven't got much interest. I just want to see the knives. You see the editing. I love people that do it. It's lovely to watch, but it's just not me. Yes, I'm not a great. I'm a bit thick. So come on then. What have you got in your pockets? Give us a Sunday shout. Give us a Sunday shout. Hello, Thomas. How are you, sir? Maka, what's been your most carried knife this week? This, the Ferrum Forge design made by the gent. I've been really giving this a bash this week, along with another penknife, but I'll talk about that a bit later. But this, oh man, oh man. Kaiser T1, very nice. Civivi Anthropos. I would love that. I just wouldn't like to say it every day. Rough Rider working knife, great knife, great knife. I had one of them, really loved it. It went away in a giveaway years ago. I really should get another one. A grind tactical knife. Gosh, that doesn't even sound familiar. One of the brands I haven't seen. And for anybody who's not from the UK, which is most of you, I mean, our North Arm Skaha, that looks a lovely knife. Absolutely beautiful. Seen Tony had one this week as well. The good old 940, best of the lot. Just the best. Best of the lot. Left hand paramilitary. Still carrying the brother 1503. Chris, that 1503 is just lovely, isn't it? I've the review coming on that tomorrow. So it's a bit of a giveaway. It's going to be a good review. I just think, and I must have had at least half a dozen people who had bought the 1503 who have got it and have come back to me and said exactly what I've got in my review, basically. Um, Slick Slicers, hello, Rob. How you doing? The zip slip or the UK PK? For me, the zip slip. The UK PK, I haven't got my zip clout. I lent it out to somebody. It's travelling about England, I think from Scotland down to England, for other people to do reviews on it. But the PK I've got a nice one off it now, I have to say. Where is it now? I've just moved all my, here it is. I've now got most of my knives in front of me in little drawers, which is great. The UK PK is a lovely knife, and this is an S30V. This is a sprint run. And I absolute Jersey knife guy. Hello, Paul. Hello, how you doing? Um, yes, this is a lovely knife. Great slicer, thin blade, absolutely safe in your hands. But it's very ordinary. If that makes sense, it is very ordinary. It's not. It doesn't excite me. I thought it would, but it was more the color than the knife itself. But the zip slip, definitely. I love the zip slip. Although it's a very polarizing knife, people either love it or hate it. I sent it over to Slick Slicers in Scotland there, and he hates it. He doesn't like it at all. Hello, Ryan. How are you? Very nice to see you. This Ryan from RG2 Leatherwork in Canada, and I just recently got some lovely leather gear from him. Do you know it's I can't, Ryan? I'm sorry, I can't even get it out. Where my phone's attached to, my wallets are in there. I wasn't expecting you, but I'm going to do a review on a couple of your products this week because they're just smashing, mate. I'm so happy, and you have the best customer service. Yes, customer service, folks. It's still out there, and you know it's every bit as nice as it always is. Ryan over at RG2 Leatherworks. Great customer service. I've never known anybody to follow up so much. It's great. Trade your Spyderco for something that does excite you. Tony, yeah, I really could do, but it's nice for being a UK channel. It is a nice to have a channel, if that makes any sense. There's nothing wrong with it, and I would use it occasionally. It'll go in the rotation, but just between it and the zip slip, I love the zip slip more. Um, it's the zip strip's a heavier knife. It's not a thin and slicey blade. So, I mean, there is times when I'd use it, but I use it more because it's a UK legal. Sorry, I missed that one. Slick slicers would come in there. Dee. Anybody else not told me what they're carrying? I love to hear what you're all carrying. Dee. That's a harsh view of the slip. I don't. Yes, Eric. I was only just doing that just as a hello, Woodland Technicals. Zeb, how are you gonna do? Um, I there's so many people. It's very weak detent, but to me, because you have that forward choil, it doesn't matter because it's never going to close on me. So to me, I don't find that a bad point. I would find that a good point because it's very easy to close one handed and it's very easy to open, um, which is not something you can do one handed with a lot of knives, with a lot of slip joints. And I find I can flick it out to the halfway stage and then just pull it open. It's quite easy. That you only carried UK legal. Dave Donkey, of course I only carry UK legal. In the house anyway, I take other knives outside. Sometimes I'm a bit naughty because and it's just simply because I'm an old fart and the police really don't care. I couldn't catch anybody to stab them anyway. What do I think about Chinese 440C? I have never had any problem with it. The only thing I will say that because I'm not a blade steel aficionado, I have been fooled a couple of times thinking Chinese 440C is actually 8CR 13 or 14, which has been done, even on Ganzo has done that sometimes. So, um, but it is a great knife. It's a good knife steel. I think it's great because it's easily sharpened. And again, if you're a knife person, you must be able to sharpen. That's my opinion. So I love it. It's dead easy to sharpen. It holds an edge for a reasonably good time. For anything I'm going to do, it'll hold an edge, at least till I finish the task, and then I can resharpen it. I don't do anything that's going to go on much past about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then I sit down for a cup of tea. But if I worked in the building site, I might want something more, unless it's just cutting, boxes or whatever. I wanted to start mucking about with wood and things like that. Your 440C's not going to last you. The new Whittler from GEC, yes, lovely, really nice knife. CPM 154. Oh, I didn't get that. Let me just try and move that down. This is another bit I'm not good at. That's why CPM 154 might be my favourite steel, and I own everything. Yeah, because it's easy sharpened, Tony, and a just a good steel for normal days work. I carried 440C. Yeah, I mean, gosh, I carried 440C for the first lot of years. Or the first couple of years anyway. I get into knives. And I can remember when I think it was actually Tony who's on here now. He sent me a knife in D2. What was it he sent me? I think he sent me a knife in D2, and I'd never had D2, and it blew my mind. It was just so good compared to the knives I had. Because even before that, the big buck I had was 440A. The big buck hunting knife. I used to use it for fishing, and I used to take it bushcrafting with me, and I had the just bushcraft knives. I'd never had any great steels at all. What is that knife on the left? The blue one. Oh gosh, I've started this now. Sorry, I've missed a load of you now. 1095, yes, Thomas loved 1095. I think it was the Tucson as well, Tony. I think you're exactly right. I still have it here. This is the Ganzo FH51. This is one of the newer models in D2 with ball bearings, and it's still about $25. I mean, you can't beat that. It was that fancy Tucson with the swirls on the handle. I think it's actually in my box, Tony. I don't have it. I still have it. I would never get rid of it. Um, But yes, and then Tony was the first person to ever give me. Tony has been my mentor all the way through and has helped me more than anybody on the YouTubes. He also gave me my first knife with S35 VN, and that is this little beauty here. Oh, the 440 was another one of my dream knives. Absolutely, it just fits me. It couldn't been another couple of millimeters shorter. It wouldn't have fitted me. It absolutely fits my hand perfect, like a glove. I could work all day with it. Love it. And he had it all anodized and all for me. So, like, how lucky am I? It's funny, I was on Dave's Donkeys on here today, and I done a wee video thanking him and an awful lot of the unsung heroes uh, that's in our community. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to get this stuff go working again. Oh, I've messed it up. My feed's not moving with you. Don't know what I'm doing. Um, yes, Dave Donkey sent me a pile of knives, bigger knives that he's not using, and he sent them over to me to see if I could use them. And honest to goodness, just amazing. Really is amazing of him to do that. I'm so pleased. Right, I can't get this to go up. Why is this not going up? Don't know. I'm gonna have to move it by finger. Amazon expensive, but most Ali shipping is free. Yeah, I mean over here, Ali, it's not bad for prices. They just don't do very many knives. They're very. You get your spider codes. Right, what is going on with this thing? Sorry, folks, I'm having trouble. I don't know how to keep this feed going. It's sort of stopping. Let's try that. I hit the screen to see if it works. Is that a Spyderco Angelica next to the bug out? No, no, this is the Para 3, mate. This is the Para 3, the lightweight Para 3, um, which I done a review of, and I think I was a bit harsh on it. It's a very, very good knife. I think the thing that annoyed me more than anything um, was I can't understand why Spyderco put an inferior steel on. Instead of putting S30V on, they put yes, it's the steel's all right, and it'll not bother me because I'll not be buying the S30V one when it comes out because I'll just sharpen this. But I just feel as if it was a bit of a shortcut just to get money because when they bring another sprint model, everybody's going to go and buy that. But yeah, I think that annoyed me just as I was doing the review. I'm very easily annoyed, you know. How does the Para 3 compare to the UK PK? Um, for me personally, I would rather have the Para 3. I like the blade steel on the UK PK, but to hold and to handle, this is much more comfortable. Although it is a bit slippy. It looks as if it wouldn't be, but it's the back end of her where they have it all completely. You know, they really have gone over the top of the chamfering. But when you're trying to hold it in your hand to flick it, it actually wants to slide down away from you. You know, when you're flicking. And I have a terrible habit of slips, and my thumb has nearly hit that blade. I don't know how many times. I keep meaning to rough it up a bit. I need to get a bit of sandpaper and rough it up a bit. BJ, how you doing, sir? Therapeutic Edge, how are you doing? Sorry if I've missed anybody. My wee thing wasn't working right, but it is now, so I'm good. I'm not touching it again. Don't be frightened if you've asked a question and I haven't answered you. It's not because I don't want to. Just ask the question again. There's no problem. BJ, I'm fine. Menace with knives. I wish we would make a left-hand version of the Para 3. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why knife companies don't have, especially on working sort of knives, why they don't have left and right models on every single one. Different maybe if you want to spend big, up in the $300 you want, if you're left-handed, you want a left-handed knife, and they will provide that, but they charge you for it usually. But I think on working knives, it should always be left and right. It's, you know, there's too much of this, I don't know, doing things for the majority. It's just, I mean, when you get the likes, like there's the rat, it can go left, right, up, down. I know a lot of knives can't, but I can't see any reason why any knife couldn't go left or right. Couldn't put a clip or couldn't work a clip into it, even especially the deep carry ones that go into the back of the knives. I think they would be excellent for any knife. Any knife should be able to accommodate that. Chris Reeve does it. Look, do you want to know something? After this week, and it's what my topic is going to get onto later on, I now have a craving, and I'm a major craving for a Chris Reeve knife, and it's through this knife here, which I'm going to get onto. Shall I start the wee topic? Do you fancy starting a topic? And the topic is, and we've sort of been dancing about it. Hello, MC. How you doing? This is value. What do you get for your money, and when does it become? When does the money stop being advantageous, i.e., your resale and things like that? That's what the normal conversation would be. But my conversation would be, what do you get extra in the build up to that, say 250? Why are you charged from 25 to 250? What is the difference, and what is the difference in between? And I've tried to lay knives out that are sort of, they're not up to 250. I've only got one knife like that, a slip joint, so I didn't want to bring it out. I've taken it up to this, which is about $160, am I right? 160, $180. And I've sort of knives from the basic 25 Ganzo to your R2D2, then the Para, the Bug Out, and the ZT. And then there's this. And this is an amazing piece of work. This has proved to me that the production, it's the companies that, what do I say? How can I tell you this? This is the smoothest knife I have ever felt. And I don't mean in flicking it out or putting it back in. I mean this way. I can slide my finger down there. There's no juddering, there's no stuttering, and it just clicks in. I have never had a knife that has felt like that. I've had knives close to it, but none as close. This costs $80 on drop, and we make it. And I can honestly say it is just outstanding. Never have I felt a knife. And you know the way you all talk about Chris Reeves, that they're so smooth and they're sort of, I can't see how a knife could be more smoother than this. But this is my question to you tonight. Am I wrong? Is a Chris Reeve much more smoother than this? Anybody got one of the wee knives? And I think they're all pretty good. But is there a huge difference between a wee knife and the action on it than a Chris Reeve? So there's my question to you. Discuss. For $80, I just can't believe how smooth this is. So has anybody got a Chris Reeves and a wee knife, and what's the comparison like on the movement? Is there a huge difference? Chris Reeves' bushings, wee his bearings, yeah. Is that a big difference in it? Is the Chris Reeve not as smooth as a bearing knife then? Or is maybe that's impossible? I don't know, Tony, because again, it's just a question I'm asking. But this has changed my mind on wee knives. I really had never been that much interested. But when I got this in hand, I'm now, maybe not wee, but I'd be more the Civivi ones because they seem to be great. The Chris Reeve isn't. No, and they say Chris Reeves are not for flicking out anyway, don't they? They say they're better taken out slowly. Carla, I'm a follower, not late. I believe Chris Reeves smooth is very possible on phosphorus bronze washers, hydraulic, in fact. Right? It's smooth but slow on a CRKT. Yeah, I don't think I'm not. I don't need a knife to be super snappy. I'm quite happy. In fact, since I've had this, I'm quite happy doing that. Do you know what I mean? Really, this is the most beautiful feeling being able to do that, and how precise everything is. It's lined up perfectly. Do you know? And I bought it 80 quid on drop, and it cost me $3.60 to get it delivered to Ireland. I just think that's unbelievable. I've never been able to buy a knife like this at that price. It's just amazing. The quality. Now, and the other thing about quality is there's a Ganzo at 25 quid. You jump up to say 40 quid, is it, for that too? Just say, I'm going to say dollars, sorry. So it's about $25, $40. These are about $90, 120, 160. Take that out of the way. I can now understand why there is an increase in. I know this is going to sound a bit basic. The only sort of appeals to me is Manundi and two for £8 clones. Yeah, I've got one of the £8 clones. It's great. Ganser's like a gateway drug, no doubt about it whatsoever. But they're still very good. Hello, JCB. How you doing? So I now can see the reason there is a price increase. I can. Now, it gets very blurred from 40 quid down because I can't see why that's, say, $35 and that's $25, because to me I don't think that's as good as this. Um I'm sorry for all you rat lovers, but I believe the Ganzo, that 51 there, just for instance, I believe that's better than the rat, to use, to handle, fitterability, everything you could want in a knife. But once you step up from that 40 to, say, 90, there's a hell of a difference. The quality, I know this is just a lightweight, but the quality is there. I can see the quality, and I can understand why I have to pay more to get this. The design in hand, it's probably one of the safest knives to use. It's just built for to be a user. CRN single can't be a clone or a copy, but wouldn't spend that money for a real one. Yeah, I like the in single. That's nice too. I mean, I think I would pay it. I paid the money, like I paid nearly £300 for, that's over, say, 350 in dollars for the Hinder or Slippy I got. And I don't regret that for a second. I believe it's an amazing knife. I love it. It's not hydraulic. It's not, it's a proper slip joint that's quite awkward to open one handed. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's just a work knife, but I love it, and I would happily spend that money. Diminishing return starts between 350 or 300 and 500. Yeah, I can see that, and I think that's why I now have accepted that if I want to get, somewhere along the line, and I don't mean in the next week or two, I just mean somewhere along the line, I would like to have a Chris Reeves, because I feel as if a knife person, it's one knife that I should be, and I can get it in the secondary market. It's a knife that I feel that I should have some sort of experience with. Now, whether I keep it or pass it on, that's besides the point. But I just think it's one of them brands that I need to, as a knife person, to have had a go at. I mean, the ZT, the Bug Out. I mean, all these are brands that I can afford on a regular basis. They are, Tony. I mean, some of these knives, especially Best Tech, Riat. I would love to get one of the. I keep looking out for a knife that Riat make on the. Where'd they get this from? Oh, for goodness sake, there's my head gone again. Um, Mastrop. I keep waiting for a knife that's made by Riat that's in that £100 mark that I would like to buy to get the feel of what Riat's fit and finish is like. They have done one before. I can't remember its name, but that's what I want. What's your favourite in that lineup, Paddy? Without a shadow of a doubt, sorry for everybody. This is just stunning. This is a favourite because it's a gift, and it'll always be a favourite in my collection. This I bought myself, and I love this knife for its own particular reason. This was a gift, and I bought them too. So a gift has always got an importance in my collection, and it's more important than what I can probably convey. I find gifts, well, I don't know. These knives, gifts just don't leave my collection. I just keep them because I love them. But as a knife to use, this is just, and I've not felt the quality. It's such a light knife, and look how easy that goes down. But the bit for me is, again, I keep going back to this. This baffled me this week, how somebody could make something so smooth. It's just beautiful. Instant ADVs. You've got somebody on here. Eric Slick Slicers loves his ADVs. Yeah, I was on the links for 150. Yeah, I would go to $150. That's a fair price. But I do fancy it to see what Riyadh's like. Um, so I mean, I do now. I can. It took me a long while because I was that fixed on budget knives, and now I've got these, prettier knives, and they're more expensive to me. I am now starting to see why they cost more. What I can't understand is that when I first came around, everybody was saying don't buy Chinese. Now, after a couple of years, 3 years now, coming up on 3 years, Chinese knives are probably the best on the market, the best made, the best quality, and they're now starting to outprice the likes of ZT and Benchmade, who were the big brands, and they're now not the cheap knives anymore. They're actually costing more than some of the big brands. How does that work? Yoke's Links is crazy great. There, yes, Oaks. I'm trying to think where I know that name from. Did he do that? Kershaw I had, was it the Kershaw or CRKT? The one with the bronze um, hardware. I'm not skeptical, I have to say, of Chinese knives now. I just think the quality is just amazing. But there's quality, that's quality. How old is this knife? How long has this been about? I don't think there's any knife that goes out as snappy as that and feels as good and is still as drop shotty. I mean, that knife is just stunning. I mean, there's nothing I can fault in this knife. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. It's just perfect. And I have never had to adjust the pivot on this. And that has been absolutely perfect for the day and hour I've had it. And I do sit and flick repeatedly. Ask my wife. Is that Super Steel Steve? Hello there. What about you? Have you got a video gone up this week? Or have you got an excuse this week? Does your 0450 fail the spine whack test? No, it doesn't. Not that it was, you're right. It didn't. I was able to whack it and it didn't fail it. Now, I didn't thump it because why would I want to? But I have hit it in the back of my hand and hit it quite hard and it never moved. Never moved. I don't know whether I'd have done it when this came from Tony, but no, I tried it and it didn't move whatsoever. Robert, how you doing? Slicey dicey, how's Brian? Not this week. Big surprise for my next vid. I got a project in the works. Oh, the devil's out. The devil's work has been continued. Um, are you working too hard, son? Are they making you work too hard? Blade Man, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. So, anybody, if you were to step up from, if you were to advise me, this is sort of the height of my. If you were to ask me to go for a knife over $200, and I'm telling you, this is what I want. You're the salesman. I want a knife that is smooth. I want a knife that the fit and finish is going to be really good. I want a knife that I can use for cutting cardboard, but also can use in the kitchen to slice tomatoes. Um, I don't really want something I'd use in a building site. What knife would you, or what brand of knife would you advise me to have a go at? What knife brand would you say that you have that I should give a try? The JE Maids, yeah, they're beautiful. I have the cheaper version of a JE Maid, and it's beautiful. It was made by ATS. Keyboard, keyboard dozer is just an awful good knife. But I mean, I want a high end knife over $200. What knife brand would you direct me to at this moment in time in the knife community? Which model would you, anywhere between 200 and 300? Use your zip slip. I do sharpen a good knife sometimes when I can be bothered. Modern, probably modern, Steve. I've actually got a shed full of modern traditionals, but just modern. Kevin John. Oh, hello there, Esther Norman. How are you, Jonas? Riat, any Pina or Lambert collab? Very good. Southern Grind. I liked your red spider monkey. That is just gorgeous. I have to say. Enlan, yeah, another good brand. Good man. I think I'd like it more of the cooler carbon fiber pattern. Oh, I'm in the middle of a conversation there. Anybody else got any other offers? I'll have to say, I'm thinking of trying the Civivi now to see whether it compares to this or whether it's, has anybody got a gent or one of these Fair and Ford collaboration ones, um, and got a Civivi, and is there a big difference in them? Junior, how you doing? Very nice to see you. Best kitchen knives in open L, definitely. Kevin Johns done or did make knives for CKF. Honest, oh, Hawaii, Nathan, oh, really nice to see you. I'm glad you could join us. I take it you're in work, good man. They're very different in person. I mean, that's what I would expect that. There's something tells me that it would be. I would think these. I would think that this is probably a bit better than a Civivi, as in action and materials and Chad. How you doing? I don't know whether I said hello, but I'll just not miss it. Yeah, I do. Instant knife guy. Yeah, you'd be surprised, Paddy. Yeah, it's. I'm starting to get excited. Now, I still love my budget knives, and I'll never move away from that. Buy 10 Ganzos. That's the sort of thing that I would probably do. I tend to save up for these knife nights or nice knives, and then I see about four knives that I want, and I'll buy them because I know that they'll go on the channel, and I know that there's still knives that I love, and that's just it. But if I ever do get round to the fact of saving that, saving money, I'm building up to going over to I'm still, my mother's house is going through the process now. I'm just hope this one doesn't pull out, but it's been going a few weeks now, so I should hear very shortly. And then I'm going to book my tickets to go over to the show next year. So I'm building up to sort of what I would like to see when I get there, what knife brands I want to head to when I get there and have a look at. And the only way I know to do that is to ask because I don't get to see them over here, if you know what I mean. Oh, knife from Portugal, great little knife, and it was $11. Oh, Aaron, I quite believe it. If you can get a Shaka, it's a tad overpriced. It looks like a foot or a knife. It really does. I love the blade on the Shaka, I have to say, or Skaha. Love the blade on it with that the CNC milling on it is just unbelievable. Basket backlines have back or grey liners. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to have a wee drop of my tea. You slimmed the open L down, Chris? My goodness. Do you know, I've never seen one done that. I've seen people do things to them, but I've never seen one slimmed down. How does it look? Hey, Paddy, I'm having a hard time using the CC4. Not really sure what's wrong. Ganzo knives mainly. Um, well, I'll tell you what. Would you like me to do a video on the CC4 this week, sharpening a Ganzo knife? I'll blunt it and resharpen it in front of you if that makes it any better. I can show you some wee tips maybe that I would use. If you would like that, I'll certainly do a video. What is the shock? It's not a shock, it's the shuck. SHUCK. It's it's just slang for a body of water or a wee creek, as you would call it, or a wee river or a muddy puddle. It's just a wee bit of slang. And I used it in the first week that I started my channel as a bit of a joke, and it just sort of has stuck. You know what you say one of them things, and then it seems to be you say it every video. No problem, Super 8. I'll either do it this week or maybe next weekend. I'll have it up for you. That's not a problem. So keep looking out for it. Make sure you put your wee one of them wee bell things on. If it's not wild turkey, it's not a beverage. Oh, Nambari tea would have you all off the drink. The best tea in the world. The best tea in the world. Do you know, I said something the other week that I was going to actually send a tea bag with the things that I've sent out. I haven't sent one yet. Mind you, I have two people to send out to this week that should have gone last week. Um, yes, I'll have to get around it. Neve's Knives, I have to send them something this week. So if anybody's talking to them, say I'm sorry, but I've been injured in a really. No, don't. That's not funny. No, I just thought there that's not funny at all. Um, no, I have them to send a wee parcel out, and I have who else have I got? I've got somebody else as well. I'm thinking. Happy trigger time. How you doing? Nice to see you. Never too late. Soul Biscuits. Looking for a GEC 93 Rams food. I'm afraid I can't help you. If I had one, I wouldn't sell it to you. Somebody else up there I missed. Dee. So, anybody get anything they would like to talk about tonight? Yorkshire tea, and not at all. Good old Nambari. They all call the sharks lurkies. Yes, best tech bow tie. Best tech bow tie. Can't say I've seen that one, I have to say. I would have to have a look at that one. Nice, Corla. What did you get this week? I do love a good Rough Rider. What would you happen to know what my G753 is a clone of? Do you know, I don't do numbers off the top of my head, especially going back to the G's. I have no idea which one that is. You know, I would have to go through my knives. I just don't know. Sorry. Old regular Baptist radio. Hello. How are you? All right. There we go. LTK just put a video on his in his IG. All right. I'll have to have a look at that. Yes, something back when you only had to wait 6 months. Any of the Adam Purvis knives, best sticker we built, you can get some bargains. Yeah. The sow belly buckshot. The buckshot is beautiful. I've got the teardrop, and it's beautiful in the buckshot. Buckshot. Now, I'll tell you what I was going to do. I was going to do videos this week on. I was going to do a video on the best 10 knives I've bought so far this year. Does anybody like them videos? And if you know, just as I'm not sure whether I know they like them at Christmas. Um, but does anybody like the best off knives that you've bought? I should have got. Oh, no. Thank you, Aaron. Judging by the hits you get, people like these videos on anytime. I'm sort of I do them at Christmas, Brian. But people have been. I've seen yours, and I really enjoyed watching yours. Um, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. Best 10 always attracts views. I think I might do it because I've had some really good and different knives, do you know, this year. So I think next week I'll do that. I'll do a best 10. I have the video coming up. Honestly, that wee knife, if you haven't seen this wee knife, it's my so far knife of the year. It's the Brother 1503, the lockback, modern traditional with proper carbon fiber scales, stainless steel. If you haven't seen it, go to my channel and have a look at it. There's a video going to be up tomorrow morning, but it is Absolutely stunning for $28. It's just unbelievable. VG10 blade steel. These knives, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. There's a man who's got some knives and this year really bought some cracking knives. These knives, if you've not been over to his channel. I like the Spyderco. Yeah, this is the Para 3. Um, Old Regular Baptist. That's a terrible long name. What's your name so I can I could never keep that up. Yes, the Para 3, absolutely lovely knife. Shame about the blade steel they put on it, but that's just my opinion. I'm not your voice person. I could sit and read the phone book. I wish. I wish you would tell my wife this. She just thinks I'm a boring old fart. So, Benjamin, ATS 34 and G10. What is ATS 34 steel? What sort of is it a tool steel or is it just a stainless steel? It's not a powdered steel, I'm sure. Never had one, so I don't really know now. Does your wife have a knife? If so, what is it? Somebody asked me that. Yes, my wife does have a knife. She has one of the wee Rough Rider ladies' boots, and she carries that for just cutting a bit of thread or tags off the grandkids' clothes. Ryan, nice to see you. Sorry to be so rude, but I would never read that out all the time. Now I'll probably forget it, Ryan, by the time it comes around the next time. Well, I candy. He has some killer fixed blades. Yeah, I haven't seen his fixed blade video yet. It's on my to watch list. Anybody got any new channels they've been watching? Or again, I'm on that lookout for some more new channels. Well, had a wee rush there for a few weeks, but it all seems to have died down. It's tool steel, thanks, Chris. Para 3, rather I like the popular, well-beloved Delica. No, it is different enough from the Delica. I'll have to say, the Delica is like what I would call just a nice wee pocket knife. This actually is a nice work knife as well. It's a bit thicker in the blade stock. It really is just a small PM2. Now this is the lightweight one, but it is just a small PM2. I think it's a nice knife now. Paddy, need your 411. Want to send you something. What's a 411? Oh, and who was that? I am so bad at this. Paddy, you need these knives. I'll send you a message via. Are you on Instagram under these knives? Or you can contact me at PM and Instagram is probably the best way to get me. It's Paddy's Potato Peelers. If you give us a wee shout, as long as you're these knives, I'll find you, okay? I'm guessing everybody subs to a knife. Yes, definitely. Slicey dicey awesome. No, only YouTube. I'll put my email number in the description below this video. Once it goes up tonight, I'll put the email, and by all means, send us a wee email and I'll answer you within the day. No nuts, LOL, JK. Okay, no problem, mate. Danny, that's good. Isn't it amazing how it's funny when you first start out and you've got about 100 subs, you know them all nearly by name. It's now got to a stage where I'm coming up nearly 5,000. Imagine that, me with 5,000 subs. I can nearly see Tony laughing now because it's just I would never have thought that. It took me a long while to get to 1,000, but it's sort of jumped this last year and a half. But now trying to remember the names of 5,000 people, I have no chance. And it's funny because a lot of the people that come on maybe don't have channels and they remember your name, but I have no chance at all. So I'm not being rude, I'm just thick. Thank you, Dad. My dad's proud of me. The Instagram. I love putting things on the Instagram. Although to be honest with you, I tend to just follow people that I'm actually going to watch and I want to see what they've got interested in. I don't just put them on for numbers. To be honest with you, that's slick slicers. Look, I can remember getting to 300. I can remember getting to 500. I can remember as if it was yesterday. It was such milestones, and I just, it was lovely, and it baffled me how I got there. I can remember getting to 1,000. Oh, it was like all my birthdays would come at once. But yes, I mean, it's a great journey. Ryan, I love the TI3 ATS 34P. Gerber Gator in 154. That's another knife that I want to get, something in 154 cm. Um, I could buy another. I've got a. I jumped straight. Where is it now? I jumped straight from having no Griptilian to getting this one. My mate Jonas, we got one each on the Swedish a Swedish website or whatever it is. So I went to that, but I know that even over here now in Heine Haynes, they still have the ones with 154 cm in them. But there's no point when you've got one to buy another one. So I'll need to get another knife that I haven't got, um, and get the 154. BP69, how are you? Manly does. Yeah, I've got a manly knife. I have to say, I love the manly knife I have. Um, but I don't love it enough to want another one, if that makes any sense. I do like the one I have. The bigger ones, I'm not that interested in. Yeah, it's amazing. That's why I find it quite strange, even Tony, people complaining about um S30V. I think it's an amazing blade steel. I don't really see the Manly 154 cm would be a good buy. Yeah, their prices are brilliant. There's no doubt about it. But I really, Steve Test and the thing. Yeah, I'm going to look out for another brand that does the 154 cm and have a wee go at it. And then maybe go on to the powdered version as well. Do, do, do. Yes, sir, it was. So, what are the favorite blade steels of people? Do you have favorite blade steels, or do you have ones that you don't like and you wouldn't buy? Is that more the point? Because I think for me, that's it. There's blade steels I wouldn't buy because it's like M4. To me, I wouldn't. I don't feel the need to have one that expensive because they're so expensive to get the M4. Um, and I wouldn't. I certainly don't need it in my life. Although there's a lot of knives that I don't need in my life that I've got, and I sort of 1 minute I'll say something and then I'm already going, damn a core. Tony, you're doing that speaking foreign languages again. I love S30V and I love D2 um, as working knives. 14C28, yeah, really a lovely knife. That's it. I mean, if you're gonna need a knife that needs that abuse factor, 154 cm and CPM. I mean, I like S30V and S35VN because they really do sharpen easy. They don't take much to sharpen to bring back again. And to me, that's good high end steel. Now, I've got 20 CV on my Hinderer, but I don't use my Hinderer enough. I would like to try the LC 200. I really would. I'm really, really tempted. Maybe in a month or two's time, of getting the yellow one that they've got Spyderco now. Um, their waterproof knife. What's a waterproof knife? I just dear my mouth. Yes, the yellow version with the LC 200 now. I really quite fancy that. The native, that's it. Yeah, it's at a reasonable price. It's not. I think it only charges about $130. But I'm waiting to see if it's going to come on drop because I can buy it and get it over here for that price. So if I can get one on drop, that's probably the best way for me to get it. Yeah, see, this is right. Got one in the club. Now, I'm still on my wee puffer, I have to say. I love this. It's funny, I now sit, I have a knife in one hand and a puffer in the other, and it's great because I don't have to think what to do with my hands. Do you find Ganzo's D2 hard to sharpen? Not at all. Not at all. Not whatsoever. HCR really is not terrible. HCR is not terrible at all. It really does depend what you're doing. If you're going to use, if it's light use, HCR is absolutely perfect. And it sharpens on your jeans nearly, do you know what I mean? Names of the two knives on the right. This is the Fair and Forward made by Wee Gent. Beautiful knife. And this is the ZT, as you said, I would say ZT 0450. A beautiful little knife with an action to die for. Shoots out like a rocket. I really like the 124 CM family. That's another thing. There's me saying that. That Maximate seems like a beast of a knife, but it does seem like a beast to sharpen too, and I don't know whether I'd want to spend that long sharpening. Has anybody on here sharpened the Maximate yet and found it pleasant to do? Yeah, I'd agree with you. What's the Maximum like, Super Steel Steve? If you were, would you buy it and use it as a choice or just for the channel? Yeah, I've diamonds. Yeah, I've good diamonds ones there. I say good diamond ones. They're average diamond ones, but they sharpen most things. I got Maximum almost got a spectacle on the first runs. Oh, you carry it and use it, right? Do you reckon then I would maybe be able to sharpen it okay? I don't see why. I've no fear of sharpening something, but you see the thought of sitting for an hour and a half sharpening, that really doesn't appeal to me. I like to get it quick. That's the only thing. I'll probably end up getting one now. I'd have said all that. You can sharpen it. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm enjoying my sharpening, Steve. I'll have to say, I'm getting more pleasure out of it. And I got a stack of knives today from Donkey Dave that I can get on the sharpening bench, and I'm not too worried about them. I can just get on and sharpen them. He gave me some nice ones, and he gave me ones that were users, and that's great to have on the channel because you don't have to tape them all up. I can just sharpen them, and it's I'm not having to worry. Isn't Maximate supposed to chip? Well, no, I've been watching Super Steel Steve and the other boys doing it. It doesn't seem to chip that easily. Let me tell you, there's people cutting pennies in half and everything with it. Another good things about Maximate and these folders. Apostle P the other day actually said, I'm going to have to stop you there." um, yeah, I've no real answer to that. The boys that I walked sharpening, Ryan, Super Steve Steve, and um, Jeff Jewell, and all of that, they actually abuse them. Especially Jeff uses his really, really heavily at work. He works on the outline cables and all. He's a cable man, and he's going through metal and everything with it. And he swears by his. He just swears by it. And yes, he has chipped it and all, but that's cutting through metal. Um, and he has no problem. It does take a while, I think, but Seem to keep it sharp. There you go. There's something there, Max. Yeah. Are you away, John? Yeah, Hawaii knife tool just right. Yeah, if you're cutting pennies with a knife, you need to buy other tools. Dee-dee-dee. Oh, by the way, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up this week. Does anybody ever watch? Well, not many. I don't know why it hasn't got on the podcast that Super Steel Steve and a few of the boys do. They do it once. Well, gosh, I've forgotten the blooming name of it now. Super Steel Steve, what's the name of your podcast? I want to pump it because it is just one of the best shows ever. The wacky packy in it, no. Although it might have been mentioned once or twice. Sharp Talk. If anybody has not seen the Sharp Talk podcast, please go on and get it. You can get it on YouTube. Just go to Get Sharp Talk and download it. Sign up to them, subscribe, and when it comes up, it's usually it's been about once a fortnight recently, but I think they're going to try and do it every week. It goes on for about 2 hours to 3 hours. And you see, if you got a long journey in the car, or like I do, I just sit in my front room. They have pictures up of the people that are on it, and they go between them. There's maybe four or five. I'm telling you, the conversations that go on in that, it just, I love it. And I watch it religiously. It doesn't matter where it's 3 hours. I'll just sit in front of the TV and watch it a bit at a time. It's amazing. Great show. So Sharp Talk, if you haven't got it, or if you haven't seen it, go and get it. It's amazing. This is not about reviews. It's just people talking about knives, and they have a different topic, and they pick maybe five knives to talk about during. But it deviates like most knife people put them in a room together. It deviates off places that you wouldn't think, and it's just absolutely brilliant. Well done, Aaron. You'll love it. I hope to have one this week. I don't know. Maybe Super Steel Steve will tell us. But yes, I mean, the last one was 2 hours. The one before that was 3 hours because they just keep going. If it's good, they just keep talking. Dee-dee-dee. Right, folks, we're at the hour mark. We're at the hour mark. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't sorted anything out for a giveaway this week. I'll tell you what I'll do. Next week, I'll do a giveaway and I'll do an EDC giveaway. I'll do a wallet, a knife, some swag, um, some other things. I'll build up a really good one for next week rather than rush and give something silly out this week. Um, I hope you don't mind that. Um, Forgot all about it, never even thought. So I'll do an EDC giveaway next week with a wallet and whatever, a few bits and pieces together, and we'll make a good one for next week. I've a load of knives to send away this week too, so I better get them done first. Now, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for your help, and have a great week. And buy plenty of knives so you can tell me next week what you've got. Now, he's all going because I'm going. Goodbye. Say good night, Paddy. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Aaron. These knives. Thank you. I'll put my email down below. Give me about half an hour. So, Chris, cheerio, Chris, Lacey. Thank you very much indeed. Um, Blade Man, Jonas. I'll give you a wee text in about half an hour. Have a wee chat. Catch up a bit. Um, Thomas Day. Oh, I didn't even see you coming in. JCB, Chad, Eric, Patrick, Corolla. Take care, everybody. I'll see you same time next week. Thank you very, very much. Bye now.